And now it's time for some questions that we've got from the internet, from Twitter, from Facebook. And appreciate everyone sending those questions. It's get some great questions. So, question number one.
Question number one. Okay, how important is mentoring in your experience and in your opinion? And, if it's cool or whatever, what are some key points in doing it?
Mentoring, and this is asked in two ways, right? Because how important is mentoring? To be mentored is very important. You need to suck knowledge out of people as much as you can and learn as much as you can from people and find good mentors that are gracious with their knowledge, and that's very important. And you should always be looking for good mentors to help teach you. And then as far as mentoring other people, that is also a key. And one of the things I find about mentoring other people is that is your legacy. That is what you leave behind. And for instance, I was in the SEAL teams for 20 years, which sounds like a long time, but the SEAL teams has been around for over 60 years. And the SEAL teams is not me at all. I'm a tiny, minuscule fraction piece of the SEAL teams. So when you leave the SEAL teams, you don't leave anything. The only thing that you do, you don't leave anything of yourself. The only thing close that you do leave is the people that you mentored, the people that you raised. And that's why you need to take great care when you mentor people to make sure that you're doing a good job and raising people right. And one of the interesting things about mentorship is that you have to let go of your ego, because what you should want as a mentor, what you should desire as a mentor, is that the people that you're mentoring become better than you. That's your hope, is that they do better than you, they perform better than you, they become better than you. And you've got to be proud when that happens. I in jiu-jitsu, when I'm teaching people in jiu-jitsu, and you'll get somebody will say, "Oh, I'm going to tap you out one day." And I always say, "Good. I hope you do." Good. I hope you do tap me out, because first of all, I'm teaching you jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu works. And so if you catch me in a jiu-jitsu position, in a submission hold, jiu-jitsu works, and I will be submitted. So good. If you're here and you're learning from me and you never get any better, then there's something wrong with the way I'm teaching you. Mm-hmm. So it should be the same thing in business. It should be the same thing in life. And the weird thing too is that it's hard to find people that want to be mentored in life. It's hard. A lot of younger people, and I mean, I'm only 44, but I've said this before, when you're 40, when you're 23, you think you know everything. You really do. And then when you're 27, you look back and you go, man, I didn't know anything then, but I know everything now. And then when you're 33, you think, oh, when I was 27, I didn't know anything, but I know everything now. And eventually you reach at a point, when you're 40 and you say, well, when I was 35, I didn't know anything, and I still don't know anything. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of when you reach a good point in your life where your mind becomes open. Well, it takes several years, maybe many years, for that to happen. So if you can find someone that really has an open mind and really wants to be mentored at a young age, it's awesome, and you can really affect people in a positive way. And I had some great mentors. Some of those older SEALs that I looked up to and said, wow, this person really has done an awesome job. Those people helped me out a lot. And sometimes it wasn't a active mentoring. It was more of an imitation. I was just imitating what they did and trying to, I can't remember that many times where someone sat me down and said, all right, son, here's what you need to do to win. It didn't happen a lot, but a lot of times they'd be saying, hey, group of people, here's what you need to do to win. And I was taking notes and making sure that I remembered what they were saying. Mm-hmm. So yeah, mentoring is absolutely important. And it's also a very positive thing because you're having a positive impact on somebody's life. And that always feels good to watch them do well, unless you have a big ego and you're an idiot. And then in which case you'll be miserable.
Do you think that's kind of natural though, to let's say from an instructor's point of view or whatever, when you mentor someone or you're in a mentoring situation and that person does start to kind of catch up with you and beat you, do you think that's pretty common though, right? To have some resistance in your mind against that?
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone has an ego. You don't want to get tapped out by your students, but if you let that drive you, then you're holding back information from them. Then you're not pushing them to do better. So it might be a reality, but it's a reality that you have to deal with and you have to get rid of.
It's kind of like the growing pains of the group, right? Of the unit. So like if you have, 3 students or you have an academy, a school, and now they get better than you, your school, which is kind of your whole goal and your whole motivation, your school is strong. But if you're still the bull, the alpha, beating everyone or whatever, sure, you're individually strong and your ego's strong, but your school is weak, So those growing pains kind of are part of it.
I tell my guys all the time at the gym, the better you are, the better I am. Yeah, I have this awesome move that's working well. Let me show you the counter so that I can learn to overcome the counter to the move. And that's how we all get better.